Hello and welcome to episode 76, 72, 75. Hello and welcome to episodes... Fuck.
Okay, just wait.
Hello everyone. Welcome to episode 75 of the LIFTALK podcast.
Woohoo!
We are back. And by we, I mean me and Claudia.
Hello.
Not Alex Hayes, as you can tell. If you're watching this on YouTube, I am not Alex Hayes, as you can see. And if you're listening, I am not Alex Hayes either. So don't get confused. Alex is busy. He's
He's doing PT right now.
Oh, he is doing PT right now. So he's
Yeah.
actually in the building.
Yeah.
But we kicked him out because we don't like him.
No.
Nah, we don't like him that much. So got him kicked out. But
But also Alex keeps giving us shit for interrupting him too much. So
yeah.
we were like, why not do an episode?
But this is a podcast where people should be allowed to speak.
Exactly. And now we can just have like a really nice yap.
And we can just interrupt each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not be offended by it.
Exactly. Wow.
Seamless.
This is so good. But yeah, no, Alex has been really busy the past week to week. So Claudia and I have decided to take over the reins for a bit. And hopefully this is going to be the highest viewed and highest listened to podcast. And we can prove Alex wrong.
Yeah. So share this now.
Share this to your friends, your family, and make sure that this is the highest viewed episode ever. All right. Well, let's actually get into the content of today's episode. Today, we are going to talk about managing competitive powerlifting as a young adult. But before we get into that, we're going to do something a bit fun. Haven't done this before. But what we're basically going to do is we're going to rate each other's music that we listen to when we train. And so basically we're going to have 3 songs each. We'll play it to each other. And we're going to rate it and see whether or not we like each other's taste in music.
Do you want to go first?
Nah, you can
No,
go first.
me. Okay. I'll play my
Ladies
first song.
first. Ladies first.
Oh, that is so kind of you. Chivalry is
Yeah.
not dead.
Exactly. You're most welcome.
Okay, so my first one is... I'm just going to play it first.
Wait. Before you play it,
Yes.
I know that Claudia actually listens to hardstyle.
But, yeah.
Claudia plays hardstyle on the gym floor quite often. It's not like once in a while. It's
They're
happened
like-
a few times before.
They're like hardstyle versions of... Or like hype versions of my favorite like 2000 songs.
That is true. They are always mixes. They're not like
Yeah.
actual microwave noise.
Exactly, thank you. It's not like
Music.
you're banging your head against a wall.
But also, in hardstyle's defense, not all hardstyle music is microwave noise.
I would say a lot of it is.
No, that's what you hear from the other people who played at the gym. But there is good hardstyle music, especially like the classics. But anyway,
Okay, so my first one is hardstyle, but it is Heart Attack by Demi Lovato by Hardstylers with like 3 Zs.
play it.
And now you're setting up for your set. And now you lift. Don't give up. Woo! Okay.
Don't give up.
Don't
That's a
give up.
good
Just
song.
keep pushing. I like it because, yeah, I used to listen to heaps of Demi Lovato in my adolescence. I feel like it's a song I used to like cry to or scream in the car with my friends. Like,
Okay. So it's got a bit of sentiment there.
yeah, exactly. And so I
But
think
it's a bit more...
it hits me, you know? And yeah, it has the which then like gets your adrenaline pumping.
Yep.
Whereas if I listen to the original of that, I think
slow.
I probably like, yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't get the same amp that I need when I'm going to like lift.
Okay, cool.
I'd say I would play that more though for like hard top sets.
A big deadlift.
Yeah, I'm not going to go like play that for like my, tertiary bench day.
Actually, I generally don't play any music when I bench.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
listen to any music when I bench.
I'm the
It's
same.
just too much. It's too overstimulating. And I'm thinking about so many things when I bench press that if I have something blasting in my ears, it's just not going to work out well.
Or I play something super chill.
Yeah,
If I
lo-fi.
need to like, yeah. Lo-fi.
You know, I've been listening
Lo-fi
to
beats?
listen to a lot of lo-fi music when I work.
Yeah.
So good.
I'm pretty sure there's like science behind that, dude.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, like improves.
What's the science behind listening to lo-fi music when you're in the toilet? Because it's pretty good too.
You're going to have to look that one up. I've got no fucking clue.
All
Okay,
right.
your first one, Kelvin.
So, my first song is called Thrice Woven by 7 Lions. So, if you'd ask Kelvin maybe like 3 years ago or even 2 years ago what my music selection would be when training, it would have been like straight hardstyle. It would have been like raw, would have been like Warface. But
See, I don't even know what that is.
I'm a changed man.
Okay.
I'm a changed man.
You've got a little more taste
That was
now.
a phase, Mom.
It was a phase.
It was a phase. I'm now in my like melodic bass phase.
Yeah, nice.
Where it's like a bit more emotional, a bit slower,
Yeah.
a bit more melody,
But still a bit of amp.
still a bit of amp. So this is called Thrice Woven by Seven Lions. Whoa.
I really like that. I
Yep.
really do.
Yeah.
What's it about? Do you know?
I don't know. The lyrics are like, I'll remember me, which doesn't make any sense because
but
how
it
do you
sounds
remember
empowering.
yourself? But it does.
I'll remember this moment. Like, come on, go out there and give your all, you know?
It could be something along those lines.
Yeah,
But
anyway.
that's what I was listening to. It's actually on repeat when I was deadlifting at Open Nats. And is also the song for my comp recap for that comp too.
Yes.
Yes. So
Means
I like
a lot
that
to
song.
you.
It does mean a lot to me. It's a nice song.
Well, now you can't use it again, though, dude. So you're going to
Mate, I'm going to use it again if I like it.
Okay.
I want to do it again. All right, your second one.
Whoa. This one is a little bit different. It's a little bit slower. I wouldn't say it's your typical like amp up song, but it does have a little bit of a story behind it. I remember playing it before. So I had cut down to 52s and I was going to nationals. So I'd done my local comp, I'd qualified, I was starving for a bit of a while now, but I was going to nationals and I knew I had to win and like hit the QT to get to worlds.
And you did you just hit that or you hit that pretty comfortably?
I ended up hitting it comfortably, but
Okay.
it was my last training week and I was panicking about hitting squat depth.
Oh, yes.
And I did my top set and I was like, I'm not happy with it.
And you did like 10
And so then
more.
I like had a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like 2 hours,
Yeah.
like in my own office and like in the car. It was like, I'm going to drive home. And then Alex was like, Claudia, you're not a quitter. And I was like, fuck, you're so right. So then
I remember the Mentee
Yeah,
bees.
yeah,
I remember the Mentee bees, yes.
So I remember having to like re-warm up like 2 hours later after I'd already hit my top set.
Oh,
That was
shit,
Yeah,
really?
yeah. And then I came back. It was like fucking 4 or 5 p.m. Alex was literally about to leave to go pick up his kids.
Yeah.
And I got up to my top set and I played this song
Oh, wow. Okay.
when I was going to do it.
Wow,
like
wow,
not
wow.
giving in because I was literally, you remember the
You're on the
mental
brink.
breakdowns. They
Yep.
were bad. That's what happens when your brain's a bit malnourished. But
Yep.
anyway,
Okay.
so it's not your typical hard style.
But I
like
feel the
amp.
emotion to it though.
Yeah, and I
I'm
think
not
that's,
giving in.
Yeah, exactly.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's something moving about it.
Okay. I
Um.
like it.
So yeah.
Okay. Okay, so my second song. I know that I just said that I would not be playing any hardstyle,
But
but this is not hardstyle. This is like more like hard techno. I would say it's more mature hardstyle, you know.
yeah,
I'm
I
sure.
just threw up in my mouth.
But it's, I don't know if I'm saying this right. You can correct me in the comments if I say this wrong, but it's called Velight. I don't know, something like
I'm
that.
not even going to attempt that.
Holy Priest remix. Oh,
But where's the momentum build?
maybe at the start of the song.
This kind of sounds like I'm banging my head against the wall.
Und
the start?
vielleicht denkst du auch mal an mich. Gib uns Zeit, bevor meine Welt in dir zerbricht.
I think if it was in English,
Why does it make a
it
difference
might resonate with me a little
whether
bit
or
more.
not it was in English?
Because I don't know what it's saying, so I can't.
Imagine it's like, don't give up. Don't give up.
Yeah, but I don't know that it's saying that. So you'd need to give me like a Google Translate version before I even listen to it.
I don't know what it means. I just think it's
I mean, good on you.
the
for-
middle of the song. There's like a bit of that,
Yeah, bit of
singing kind of part.
it. Okay, nice one, Kelvin.
But okay, so I would play this for sets which like multiple reps. Sorry,
Yeah, okay.
like my back off, like a heavy back off,
Yeah.
where like I just need to keep going.
Yes.
Rather than like hype myself up for a top set,
No, I get that vibe.
where it's just like repetitive.
Just keep going. Just
Exactly.
keep going.
That's what I would play.
Keep your central nervous system like.
Exactly. That's kind of vibe.
Yeah, I can see how that would work for you. It's not something I would choose, but I respect it.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, my
Respect.
last one.
It's like,
Respect.
wow.
Crazy.
Thanks for respecting my choices.
Oh, anytime.
Thank you.
It's 2026, so I'd hope so. Okay, this is my last one. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Armin van Buren. Did I pronounce
I love
that right?
Armin van Buren.
Yeah, yeah,
what?
yeah. So, Set Me Free.
If you play it, I'll probably know what it is. Yeah.
Anyway, there's like a.
Set me free.
If I go to here.
That's a sick song.
Waiting for this moment you were sent to me. I believe you set me free.
Anyway, all my dreams and all my hopes are coming back to me. Again, just like one of those things where like
You're a very lyrical person.
I am, but I was also a musical gal.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah,
you
I did.
You did theatre.
Yeah, and I did lots of music and
Yeah.
drama. I used to sing a lot, and then I was
Yeah.
like, I'm going into this career choice anyway.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, I think it like draws me back to. I always pay attention to lyrics
Wow,
subconsciously.
I don't.
See,
It's just,
like
if it sounds good, it sounds good.
interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe we could do like a mashup. I feel like both our brains would work well together.
There's a lot of hardstyle songs. So there's a lot of European hardstyle producers, right?
Yeah.
And some of the lyrics on that are just like so stuffed up because their English is not very good. So like they produce the song and they just add lyrics in it. It's like, what are you even saying?
That
It's pretty
makes
funny.
sense.
All right. Last song
one?
from me. It's by Lenium. I love Lenium. Lenium's pretty good.
Oh, I actually like some of Millennium's too.
Yeah. It's called Starfall. It's a bit slow. It's kind of same vibe as Thrice Wave and hang on.
Oh,
Builds up.
like setting up.
Yeah.
Rip. Go! Yeah, nice. I really like it.
So yeah, I'm definitely in my like melodic bass phase where a bit more melody, a bit more emotion to it.
Yeah.
Not so all the time, but
Yeah, it's got some layers.
yes, it's got
Layers.
to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes. So yeah, that's a bit of our music taste.
Yeah.
I like your selection. Besides, not giving in. I don't
Oh.
really. I mean, like it's a great song, but it's not a.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. You're gonna get a lot of hate for saying you don't like that song.
Oh,
It's
I didn't say I didn't like that song.
Very,
that
very
song
well
is
liked
fine.
song.
That song is fine, but just not for the gym.
You know
Just
what's funny? I remember posting a reel with that as the audio, and the amount of comments that I got being like, "Ah, absolute tune."
Seriously?
So yeah.
What?
Even like Jesse Tokus.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. So just you wait. You're gonna
I'm-
have some
I'm
haters.
sure that song is fine, but
Fair enough. I really don't like your Vilike by
you don't like the like by Holy Priest. What do you mean? The
Vil-
lyrics are
Vil-
great.
They don't have any.
Like,
What? I don't speak German.
Is it even German?
Liked. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
Anyway,
we should ask
Greta
Greta. Yeah. Ask Greta.
for next time.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on. Next segment. Cut to the next one. And we're back.
Hi.
Hello. We are talking about managing competitive powerlifting as young adults
Who are also self-employed.
who are also self-employed. I mean, you and I,
Adds an extra layer.
we are young adults.
Yep.
I'm
try to be.
26. You're 24.
Yep. Oh, well done.
Yeah. Memory. We're both self-employed. We're both coaches. You're also a physio.
Mm-hmm.
Run your own business.
Yep.
And I thought it would be interesting because obviously Alex is not here, so he wouldn't be able to relate. You know, he's
not a young
he's
adult.
a proper adult.
Yeah.
You know, we're still young adults.
Yes.
We're not proper just yet. But it's been a conversation that we've had quite a lot, especially with the way that the world is at the moment, like the way the economy's been. Yeah, it's a a very interesting time to be self-employed and be a young adult and also be a competitive powerlifter.
Yep.
But I think first of all, I think we can talk about our experiences as being a powerlifter, a competitive powerlifter. You recently went overseas to compete.
Yep.
Which would have been an amazing experience. But what was it like navigating that? Obviously, you had to travel by yourself. You had to do a lot of things by yourself.
Totally.
Have you traveled by yourself before that trip?
Not actually by myself, no. I mean, even for Costa Rica, I still had like a friend with me. I'm usually not like completely by myself, but obviously there's like a lot of individual aspects, and I coordinated most of the trip in terms of like planning, paying, all that. But even with that trip, like in terms of managing it as a self-employed adult, particularly because I was cutting so aggressively for such a long time, I ended up having to take time off work.
You'd cut clients, right?
Yeah, like I did not have the energy to do face-to-face. Everything just felt quite overwhelming. Like showing up to training was like, okay, cool. It was just like one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to put my own clients through that. So I just limited the amount of face-to-face that I was doing so that I was still giving a good quality service that I was proud of. But yeah, that was definitely hard. I'm lucky that like at the time, I still had online clients, and I was living at home. So it's not like I had massive overheads that I had to, I was in a privileged position where I was able to step back a little bit for a very temporary period of time. But again, that was really hard for me because I knew I was sacrificing part of something that I was working so hard for as well. Like being self-employed, sometimes I think it's very easy to put pressure on ourselves to be successful within what we're doing because we are so passionate about what we do. That's why we're self-employed. That's why we don't work for other people, is because we love what we do. And so having to take a bit of time away from that was a sacrifice that was just as was harder to make than honestly a lot of other sacrifices.
Yeah.
Just because, you spend that time building that up and you don't want to feel like you're going backwards.
Yeah, I completely relate. And I feel like over the past few years, the big thing has been, what am I willing to sacrifice? What and when am I willing to sacrifice these things? Because it's been hard to go 100% at everything that I've wanted to go 100% at.
You can't.
And
you're human.
Yeah, for sure. But I've wanted to commit everything to training, but you can't. I wanted to commit everything to work, but you can't. And then obviously there's all the other things, maintaining relationships, maintaining friendships, maintaining, relationships with your family, that all come into play as well. And I feel like as a young adult, you're kind of just navigating things and you don't really have the answers. It's kind of just like, well, right now this is my priority, so I'm just going to prioritize it. And
like
just,
seasons.
Yeah, and just have to sacrifice these things. And I think with my powerlifting career, and I've spoken about this before in some previous podcasts, there's always been ebbs and flows, particularly 2 years ago when I didn't do nationals, or was it last year? What year are we in now?
2026. You didn't do it last
I didn't do
year.
2025 nationals.
Yeah,
I took a big off season. So my last comp would have been September 2024. And then I didn't compete again until September 2025 to qualify for 2026 nationals. And during that time, it was like 12 months of competing, but it was also 12 months not really prioritizing my training as much because I was putting more energy into coaching, into my business and establishing myself more. So honestly, it has been difficult to find that balance and find consistency in trying to maintain that level of effort because you really can't. For me anyway, the way I see it is it comes in seasons.
You definitely can't. You can say all you want, oh, I'm gonna give this my all. But if you do, there are other things you need as an adult. You need to make money, and if that you need to at a baseline, and then on top of that, you're I have goals around that.
Yeah.
So you can't just go, okay, I'm gonna go all in training and then take away all of that other stuff.
What's helped you pick and choose what to commit to and what sacrifices to make?
I think when I knew it was Worlds, that was the one time where I was like, this is a once in a lifetime. And even now, I have zero regrets about what I did and the sacrifices that I made. I was very lucky to have the people around me that I did at the time who were very supportive. They may not have even, like a lot of them may not have understood what I was doing and why I was doing it, but I never had someone be like, why are you doing this? Or why are you doing that to yourself? You should be doing X, Y, Z. Because it was that once in a lifetime, like the amount of experiences that I got from that. And in order to have that experience, which will have changed my entire life, like I have friends from all over the world now. And like I can tell my future children like, hey, I went to a world championships when I was 23. Like that's pretty cool. I flew to Costa Rica out of all places, which I'm probably never going to go to again. And to do that, I did have to give up a lot, like giving up work, let alone you forget all the other things like socializing, like those were the first to go. Those were like slightly easier for me to let go, and then work was the last. And so, yeah, I think I felt guilty during it because I felt like I wasn't able to give back to the people around me as much as I usually would. Like I like giving. I think that's why I do what I do as a job. Like I like...
You're a coach, you're a physio.
Yeah, like I like caring and giving to other people. And so not having the energy to do that was really hard. And I felt really selfish for that at the time. But now that I'm back, I can like see that it was very temporary and no one around me holds me to that for that temporary period of time for anything that I may have had to, you know, not be my best self at that point in time. What has been your experiences in terms of sacrifices that you've made?
I think the big thing when it comes to powerlifting is juggling work and powerlifting.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that I have encountered and I'm still working through is managing a whole like community organization, which is my Lion and Dragons team as well. So for context, I have a Lion and Dragons team and that's not for profit and it's very much volunteer based. So we don't really get any monetary value from it. And it's like, you got to be really passionate to do it, which is why I do it, right?
Yeah.
But over the past few years, our team has gotten bigger and bigger. Like we have 60 or 70 members now. So we have quite a big team and we've gotten more involved in the community in a competitive sense as well. So over the past few years, we've competed in China, recently went to Hong Kong, competed in Malaysia. And so that requires a lot of commitment as well because there's a lot of training involved for that too. And if I'm not training myself for the comp, then I'm coaching or mentoring our guys to compete. So that takes up a lot of my time as well. And so that's like the three core pillars of my life, essentially. It's like work, coaching, powerlifting, training, and then Lion and Dragon Dance. And the thing that I always think about is like, how much time would I have if I didn't train as much? Or how much time would I have if I didn't put so much into like Lion and Dragon Dance and whatnot? And then like, what would the impact be in my business? Would I be able to earn more? Would I be able to grow my business more? But what always like helps me come back is I enjoy doing those things. And I do those things because I'm passionate about it. I love it. And I have a lot of fun. And
I love hearing you say that.
I think that the sacrifice of like not growing my business, the sacrifice of not pushing my business as much to have that enjoyment in training, to have that enjoyment in mentoring people, coaching people, and just living out my passion of Lion and Dragon dancing because I've always wanted to compete internationally.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it since I was 8.
Yeah.
And I haven't had the opportunity to do it until very recently. So to be able to do that now is incredible. And like when we go to travel, recently we traveled in a group of 20 people to Hong Kong. It's like 20 of your friends traveling together to go compete. And it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
But that has come at the sacrifice of like potentially spending more time on my business and growing my business more, putting more money into my investing more money and time into my business to grow it more. But yeah, what I really bring it back to is like, okay, if I was to put more money or more investment, more time into my business, great, I have a bigger business now. But wouldn't that also mean like more stress? Wouldn't that mean more like time actually working? So I guess that's a constant thing that's in my mind and something that I'm trying to balance out all the time. And I guess the pressure of being a young adult as well is also thinking about like, what do I need to do to set myself up for a potential family in the future, for example?
I know we both have like similar goals in that sense.
Yeah.
And it can be hard managing that with obviously the climate that we're currently in because it's not easy.
Yeah.
But I also think like what you've been saying is really, really important. And I think like I have also gotten lost in that as well, where like you sometimes end up spending so much time on things that you're focusing on, trying to set yourself up just to be, stable as eventually, like Alex, an adult. 'Cause we're just proper adult. We're just young adults. But in doing that, you shouldn't have to give up everything that you love.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't feel like you need to be working every single hour of your life to get there. That's unrealistic. And that is a recipe for burnout.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced burnout?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I definitely used to experience burnout a lot without even me realizing.
Yeah.
And it would take someone to tell me, someone close to me who would like know what I'm like, my parents or whatever, to go like,
Are you okay?
are you okay? Like every time you come home, you're just like dead.
Yeah.
And you don't want to talk. You don't want to eat. What's going on? And it isn't until then when someone else tells me like, I think something's wrong.
Yeah.
Or I think something's like off. It's not until then that I realize, oh shit, like all I've been doing is just trying to work and busting my ass, just trying to get ahead. When the reality is, I'm miserable. Like I'm depressed. I don't enjoy what my life is like at that point in time, and so I think I'm becoming more aware of that feeling after experiencing it, and knowing when to pull back and knowing when I need to actually sleep in, because that's a big thing for me where like I have to wake up at like 6 a.m. every morning. I have to wake up at 7 a.m. every morning. And then I end up getting to a point where like I just keep snoozing it because I'm just so tired. And I'm like, actually, I should just let myself sleep this weekend and not worry about like,
Gosh, am I going to get back to all my clients this morning?
not worrying about like, oh shit, I've got like 20 messages to respond to.
Yeah.
Like I can respond to them later in the day.
I need to edit XYZ videos.
Yeah, I need to make content. I need to like.
There's always things that when you're self-employed, I think the hardest thing is being able to compartmentalize, right? Particularly when you're building. So say you are in your 20s. Like how long have you been running your business for?
Online has been 3 years. Yeah, 3 years now. 4 years now.
Yeah. So like you are still in a building phase.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like 3 to 4 years is actually, it's a decent amount of time and you have come so far in that time, but you're still in a phase where you may still be building up what you want to be achieving at that level.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think it's really hard to compartmentalize when you're in that phase because you just constantly, or I know for me personally, it's hard to feel like you're ever doing enough because you're not where you want to be at yet. And I think that considerably can contribute to burnout because you're like, oh, I'm not where I need to be yet.
Yeah. I also think a lot about like how much is enough?
Yes.
What dictates things being enough? Is it like a certain amount of dollars in my bank account? Is it like the impact that I have? Is it a certain number of clients? Like what is actually enough? And I've been sort of grappling at this question for a while now. And I think that I'm coming to not a conclusion, but I'm coming to a realization that it may not ever be enough if you always are trying to reach out for what's next. If you're always trying to think about what's next, like I need more, when you're not appreciative and you're not grateful
of where you're at right now,
what you have right now.
Totally.
Yeah. And I think that like I'm in a very, very fortunate position. If I take a step back, like I was able to move out by myself. I was able to, I can still go back to my parents if I want to.
Yeah.
I'm able to like pretty much dictate my own hours.
Yeah.
So I'm so fortunate. But something that I wanted to ask you, if we go back to when you're cutting, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it would have been easier if you just worked 9 to 5?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you've liked that?
No.
Or considered it?
No, because I mean, within physio and PT, there are no 9 to 5s anyway.
Yeah. But say, for example, you did like, it was like a 9 to 5 physio gig
receptionist
or something. Yeah, but you were earning decent income, for example.
No.
No?
I like having, because I am so passionate about what I do, I really like having it as my own.
Yeah. Something
I'm
to
sure
like
that's something you
call your own.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this may sound really bad, but like I didn't when I used to work at a clinic, like I didn't like being told to treat people in the way that I didn't want to treat them. Because I really gave a shit.
Yeah.
Like I actually cared.
Yeah.
And so you know, like superiors telling me to either like use it for money or
Rebook
like
all the time.
yeah, rebook all the time, or like you're not doing enough for XYZ. And I'm like, no, like kindly fuck off.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing so much here. Like, and that's what made me, like, there were a considerable amount of factors.
Yep.
But that's what made me start my own thing, because I was like, I know my personality type. And my personality type, there are massive stresses when it comes to being self-employed. But I know that I may have ups and downs in the short term, but long term, I will ultimately always be happier with what I have done. Because I do have passion and I do work hard. Like they are positive traits that I think I have.
Yep.
And some people that doesn't come naturally to them. That's not in
of
their
course.
genetics. It's
Yeah.
part of my genetics.
Yeah.
And obviously I will have my own flaws within my genetics, but like I'm trying to harness my strengths, not let them be limited by other things. So I'm also of the opinion that at this age, you got to take risk.
Yeah. I was actually talking to these two members in my Lion and Dragon Dance team. They're both friends and they're like 19 and 20. One of them, she was telling me like, I got to get rich, man. I was like, oh, okay. What's your plan? She's like, I don't know, but I need to get there. Right?
Oh, you know how many conversations I've had with people about that? They're like, I want to get rich. And like, but they work like a normal standard job.
Okay, so this goes a bit different. So right now she's working like 3-4 jobs and
Okay,
she's like
queen.
really trying to get ahead.
Yeah, queen.
She's very ambitious, right?
Yeah.
And then I turn to a friend and I'm like, so like, do you relate? She's like, no. I tell her to stop working. I tell her to like quit her job because she needs to chill. So what I'm trying to get at is it really depends on the individual. Like what you find enjoyment out of. And some people want that security and some people want that stability. And if that's you and that's what you want, there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely
like, I completely
nothing.
respect that. But I think for me, when it comes to being self-employed and having my own business, the thing that I love the most about it is just how much I can do with it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
so much. It's literally endless possibilities and opportunities to do whatever I want.
And you can choose that.
Yeah, I can choose which direction I want to go.
You can choose to invest money in it, your time.
Yeah.
Like, and it's all like yours and your passion. I don't know if that.
And the other thing is also, yes, it's yours and your passion, but also like you're solely responsible for the outcome that you get. So
Totally.
if you're putting less effort into it, of course, expect less results. But if you're okay with that, then like that's your own doing. Whereas working in corporate, for example, and that was
Climbing the ladder.
that was going to be a very close reality for me because I studied business in uni.
Yeah.
I majored in international business and management, so that would have been the direction that I would have headed if I had not found personal training. You can put as much effort into your job as you want, and you may still not be recognized because like some guy in upper management doesn't like you,
Yep.
or like you could do as much effort and not be promoted or not be recognized because there's no positions available, for example. And like that just feels like a trap.
But limiting?
It feels like a trap. to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
So I guess that's why I've naturally found my way to this. I always think like, what would my life be like if I had actually taken up that internship? Because I actually got offered an internship and I said no.
Yeah,
because
nice.
I started personal training at that time.
It's amazing.
And I just think like, what would happen? But I think I would have just found my way back to
Where you
starting
at.
something,
Yeah.
doing my own thing. Because
Didn't you do like something in high school? You owned a business in high school?
Oh yes, I started business. Yeah, I started a clothing line in high school.
So
which
it's
is very
always
fun.
been
It's always been like that was sort of what felt natural to me.
yeah.
So yeah, that's being self-employed. The good things about being self-employed.
It definitely comes with its downsides. What have
course.
been the downsides that you have experienced?
Oh man, quite a few.
Yeah.
I think when I first started off coaching, there was a lot of imposter syndrome,
Yep.
thinking I wasn't good enough.
Mm.
And I think at that time, the powerlifting coaching industry was quite toxic.
Yep.
it was quite toxic because I think that there was kind of like the old herd, like coaches who have built their business, and they started seeing an influx of new coaches. So naturally, I think I understand where they're coming from now, where they were quite defensive and they were like, you need to make sure you know what you're doing. You need to make sure that you don't like screw up. And I felt that. I was like, fuck, I really hope I don't like injure my client. I really hope. And then I took every single every single thing that went wrong with a client's programming or training, I took it personally. I was like, fuck, that's me. That's my fault. And obviously, like, I can help contribute as a coach to helping them succeed. But you can only do so much to a client who they're very much their own person as well, right? So imposter syndrome was definitely something that I was a big part of why I started to be more attentive of my mental health, because it was really impacting my mental health at that time and my sense of identity. But from there, I think I've definitely grown and matured a lot and become my own person and gone comfortable being myself and sort of showcasing my personality as a coach.
And you know what I find really, really interesting is I can distinctly remember the first time I met you here and I was like, fuck, this guy's really confident.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When was
that's
that?
the vibe you gave off. It was just like the first time you came here, I think John had like just hired you.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it was just like we were meeting on the gym floor and I was just like, whoa.
That's nice.
Like in the best way possible.
That's
Not
good.
in like a whoa, like
Yeah.
it was
Oh, that's cool.
really
That's
admirable.
nice.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, I think when I started working at City Strength, that was basically when I had gotten quite comfortable in where I was as a coach.
Yeah.
But the 4 years leading up to it, because I started PT in 2020.
Yeah, wow.
So the 4 to 5 years, 4 years leading up to it was very, very tumultuous. Like I was, especially starting off as an online coach in powerlifting during that time. Yeah, it was quite toxic. I felt like there was no space for me in the industry.
And look at you now.
And here I am now.
Here you are now doing so well.
Thanks. But that was a big challenge. But yeah, how about you?
Like downsides of being self-employed, managing the ebbs and flows. I think because I'm still like, I've been a PT since I was, like 2021. I started doing a bit of my own PT.
That was just at home, right?
Yeah, so I built a home gym and I just started training my friends
Yeah.
and then it just like built and grew from there. And I did that while I was studying physio. And then I'm coming up to having worked 2 years here. Coming up
Nice.
to like 2 years.
Yep.
So like I definitely I can recognize like I'm still in a phase where like my business is building and I need to be okay with that. So like my ebbs and flows can ebb and flow.
Yeah, they're quite dramatic.
yeah,
I get
like,
that. I feel that.
And so I think when you think about your future, like those ebbs and flows wouldn't be fun to deal with if you had like lots and lots of responsibilities as like a really grown adult with things like children
really
or
grown adult.
with things like, like
fully matured adult.
like
Yeah.
bad mortgages and, responsibilities like children,
Yeah.
having those ebbs and flows without a security blanket would be quite stressful. And so I think sometimes experiencing those lows would make me panic. It was like, I'm not doing enough. Like I should be doing enough. I don't want to go back to what I was doing. Like I need to try harder.
Yeah.
But as, particularly like over the last 6 to 12 months, also like I said, there was a sacrifice had to be made in the middle of that as well, where I decided to go to Worlds. And so that made that a whole lot more like, whoa, my mind's being stressed out. The more and more I do it and the more, people I get to help and people I reach and the more that things build and expand. And like you said, you can pivot in so many different ways, which is really, really cool. And I know like we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up this year, TBC. And so, I can see how those ebbs and flows will eventually ease out.
Yeah.
But I can understand like what you were saying, like some people need that security and stability. I'm a person who actually quite likes security and stability.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I'm willing to work hard enough to create a security blanket that is high enough so that I do feel like that security and stability, because that want for security and stability is not higher than having to, do you know what I mean? It doesn't override like, okay, well, I'm just going to go do something else because this is too stressful.
Yep.
Because like, I'm like, oh, well, fuck it. You have a choice, right? You either go back and do something else or you decide to put your big girl pants on and you work harder and you ride it out. Yeah.
I think, interestingly enough, I felt that as well when I first started my business because, like you're right, it's so up and down. And like you lose one client and you're like, holy shit. And it's not
what did I do?
Yeah, it's not because they don't like you or anything or like you did a bad job, but like they could be like, hey, I'm moving. Like I can't see you anymore. Or like
you also had like our current economic climate and like the cost of living.
Yeah,
and
people lose their
inflation.
jobs. They're like, okay, fuck. The first thing to go is coaching, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But yeah, when I first started, I felt the same where it's like, oh man, how am I ever going to earn a stable income from this? And it hasn't been until recently, the past like 1 to 2 years, when I'm like, okay, it's getting more stable now.
Yeah.
It's more consistent and recurring, and I felt more comfortable. But I think the phase that you're going through now, you're not alone, man. Like I felt that.
And so like, as much
it
as
was like a stab in the heart. You're like, no,
that's what I'm saying is like, passion it's a blessing, right? But it definitely doesn't come without its hardships.
For sure.
And don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful for what I do. I love what I do, and I'm way happier than I used to be doing other things. But it definitely comes with every choice that you make has trade-offs.
Yeah.
Every single one, whether that's training, with work, if you're self-employed, if you're not, like relationships. Every single choice you make, you're not going to be able to tick every single box. And I think that's the hardest thing if you're a bit of a perfectionist. Yeah. Which I know you and I have a little bit, we both have a little bit of perfectionistic tendencies. That's the hardest thing is to go, okay, well, I'm going to have to give 20% here, 20% here, and 35% here. And you know what? It may not be the best ever of me, but I can't do that because I'm human.
I heard something the other day when I was listening to a podcast. I'm pretty sure I've quoted it before on this podcast. But anyway, I'm going to quote it again. Basically, they were talking about pain, right?
Yeah.
So everything that you do incurs pain.
Yep.
Right? Whether you, like in training, it's painful, right? But in your lifetime, in your lifespan, you have the opportunity to choose your pain. And when we talk about work, right, like the pain of a 9 to 5 could be that you work for someone else.
Yep.
But perhaps like you're willing to deal with that pain. Same thing as running a business. Like it may have all these benefits of like being able to choose your own hours and be flexible and work remotely, but they have a fuck ton of pains to deal with as well. So yeah, when it comes to decisions like that, it's like you pick your pain, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And we're both fortunate enough to be in positions where we had that choice to
we
be
can
able to
pick
do that.
our pains.
But there are also other people that are in similar positions that just want to pick a different pain.
Yeah, or they have to. There's no option.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we are very lucky and we're very grateful, and I think that being able to talk about it is very therapeutic almost. It's
totally.
Like, I've got something off my chest now.
Yeah,
Feels
you
nice.
always feel good. I actually always feel pretty good after a podcast.
Yeah.
But gratitude. I feel like that's got to be number one. Actually, I would say that's my number one tip for preventing burnout.
Yeah.
Is stay grateful for what you have, grateful for who's around you, and grateful for what's around you at that present moment rather than constantly trying to push, do more, be more. What's the future going to be? Like, you could die tomorrow, dude. Like, I hope you don't. But
Neither,
you could, right?
That's true.
And so, like, okay, I'm here in, like, this beautiful air-con room within a gym right now with people who are all, like, incredible people.
Yeah.
And, maybe there are things like, how am I going to, figure out how I'm going to live in a house one day? I'd love that, and children, all that, one and the other. But, like, at the end of the day, we could be being bombed right now.
Yeah.
And we're not.
Yeah. Very true.
And so I think perspective is just so important.
Yeah.
Because, I do think burnout is usually the fact that, like, your work and effort and the pressure you're putting on yourself is not equal to the outcome that you're currently getting.
Yeah.
I think that contributes to it a lot.
But then you don't see the outcome that you're getting in maybe like 5-6 months' time.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And so, like, being able to stay present and appreciate the now, even if it doesn't feel like enough to you yet, appreciating it prevents you from having that, like, depressive cycle.
Yeah.
I know that like I have definitely experienced that where it's just when you are hard on yourself, you are perfectionistic, you have, you know, goals, you tend to want to be a high achiever, and that's totally okay, but not at the point where it's like you're not even you're not experiencing joy anymore.
Yeah, and one more thing about burnout, I think it's really important to become aware of who you are as a person, especially as a young adult, or even as a fully grown, mature adult.
Or like Jane, 67 years old, downstairs.
Yeah. But being aware of yourself, your personality, and knowing sort of like what you want and how you see yourself living out your life. Because I think a lot of people can get bought into the idea of like entrepreneurship, for example, or perhaps like on the other side of the spectrum, be bought into like, oh, you're going to work this amazing like 9-to-5 job and you get to work from home, you get all these like leave benefits and stuff like that. But really understanding like, what do you want out of your life, and what do you want to like, what's the pain that you want to choose, and what are the benefits or what are the enjoyments out of life that you want to live? Being really aware of that and understanding that, and knowing that, you know, whatever you've been sold in terms of like, you're going to make money or like you need to be a millionaire in order to be successful, that may not be true for you. That could just be a story that you've been sold and been told that that's the right thing for you to do.
And now you're attached to that.
And for some reason you feel depressed, and for some reason like you don't enjoy your life. And the reason is maybe because you're not aware of what you actually want. You've just been sold this story. You've just been sold this like, this is what your life should be, when really you get to choose what you want to do.
And managing realistic expectations of what is achievable. And you're allowed to have like unrealistic goals, but if you're putting pressure on yourself to have these like exactly. It's like just constantly rushing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's kind of healthy either. But also on the flip side, trade-offs, right? Like if you have a life that you're like, okay, in 10 years, I want to be living this type of lifestyle. That's probably going to take some sacrifice now. And the trade-off is, okay, you may miss out on certain things during this period. And you do need to know you may die tomorrow. Like, but that trade-off is still worth it. So you can, you know, give like
you're willing to.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So, yeah.
Well, nice chat, Claudia.
That was a deep one, Kelvin.
That was nice. I like that
cute.
one. That was good.
I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, if you guys enjoyed that, definitely leave a like and leave a comment. Comment what you thought was the most, I guess, like, you know, significant thing that we mentioned, and maybe we can talk about that a bit more next time.
Yeah, if it resonated with you.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, because that's how we can keep this going, and don't forget to share this as well to anyone you think would benefit, because we love to be able to positively impact people and help people out.
As many people as we can.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. See you
See
next
ya.
one. Bye-bye.
Do you like it? I think you zoned out.
Nah, I'm doing other work, to be honest.
Yeah, nice, fair.
Claudia, I think I preferred your music more. Kelvin,